Hello, everybody. I am very glad to take part in presentation this book. We will start soon the dialogue with the author, Zhihe Wang. So regarding this book, it is a big pleasure to read such a book, which is so comprehensive. We can regard it as a book of comparative theology, or as a multilateral philosophy of religion, which is giving an overview of ultimate realities and an overview about the genuine fulfillment of life. And it's also about the future of humanity. So how to live peacefully together, how to understand each other. So I think it is a very, very important book. So it is really a big event that this book is published now in Hungary. So Zhihe Wang, you are a leading scholar who introduced and promoting postmodern constructivism in China. Could you tell a few words about your life? How did you discover constructive postmodernism?
Thank you, everyone. First of all, I want to express my deep appreciation to the publisher, Bob Books, and also the translator, and also my dear friend Attila for making my book visible in Hungary. China and Hungary has a long history of friendship. It's obvious that this publication of my book can add some beauty to this history. About myself, I was born in Beijing, typically made in China. I got my bachelor and master degree in philosophy from Peking University. My major is Western philosophy. I used to work for Chinese Academy of Social Science. As you know, in China, everything except nature science belongs to social science. The first book I wrote was about postmodern philosophy. Actually, deconstructed postmodern philosophy, promoted by French philosophers such as Derrida and Foucault and Lyotard. This book was a study of a postmodern philosophical movement. This is the first book about the postmodern philosophy in China. Also, this book has brought a lot of honor to me, but gradually I felt unsatisfied with deconstruction, postmodernism. Also, there are a lot of valuable ideas in it. It may fit the West, but it doesn't fit China very well because we had already deconstructed too much in China through a series of political movements, such as May 4th New Cultural Movement and the Great Cultural Revolution. We need something we can hold. In one word, we need a spiritual homeland, like a famous Polish poet, Szymborska wrote in her poem, The End and the Beginning. Someone has to drag in a girder to prop up a hole. Someone has to glass a window, rehand a door. Then, fortunately, I run into constructive postmodernism through a book named Reenchantment of Science, edited by David Griffin. I sense that constructive postmodernism reflects an effort to seek such a spiritual homeland.
Could you tell me your opinion about what is constructive postmodernism and why do you think it could be useful nowadays? What are the fundamental premises of modernism and, in contrast, constructive postmodernism?
That's a really good question. Thank you, Attila. Constructive postmodernism is a term coined by David Griffin and can be regarded as a kind of ecological postmodernism, which goes beyond both modernity and deconstruct postmodernism. Construct postmodernism is, as the name suggested, postmodern, but not in the sense of being anti-modern. Rather, it builds upon both the best aspect of modernity and a more traditional way of thinking, and create new ways of thinking through this synthesis. If modernism pursues uniformity and certainty, then constructive postmodernism appreciates plurality and change. If more modernism is based on either or binary thinking, then constructive postmodernism is based on both and harmonious thinking. To me, constructive postmodernism can help guide China toward the third way, beyond third way between copying the West and totally returning to tradition. So they found the third, Heidelberg found the third way. Constructive postmodernism philosophy helped China and other countries creatively move in the direction of an ecological civilization. Its organic thinking lays a foundation for such an ecological civilization. Its process relational worldview provide a blueprint for sex enlightenment to take place in China, as well as offer a guiding principle for different religions to live harmoniously together.
These are very, very difficult, but very, very vital thing to do. So you begin your book by quoting a poem that seems to suggest that the highest priority should be always a good sense of life, a comprehensive well-being, as Dr. Cobb also writes in his preface. And as Chuang Tzu expresses, to love people and benefit all things. It seems that this poem expresses something like this in a subtle way, but could you formulate your message with it more directly?
You are absolutely right, Attila. That the Chinese always put life in the highest priority. According to Yi Jing, the oldest Chinese classic, care for life, respect life is the greatest virtue of heaven and the earth. That means comparing to various different kind of philosophies and theories, life is more important. As you know, all theory is always one-sided, no matter how profound it is. As a famous German, there's a German poet said, called Goethe, said, theory is great, and the tree of life is green. Take a family as an example. Also, brothers, sisters believe different religions and hold different philosophies. Should they fight each other, even kill each other? No. In my opinion, any religion or any philosophy which is not life confirming is not worth believing.
That's right. And you are also writing something about very, very exciting, about genuine human fulfillment. I think all of us are deeply interested and motivated in that and knowing more about it. So what is it, genuine human fulfillment, and how can harmonism what you invented on Chinese traditions help today the genuine human fulfillment?
This is a really good question. Thank you, Dr. Attila. Among the many concepts and the principles of Chinese harmonism, two concepts are especially relevant to genuine human fulfillment. They are open mentality and complementary principle. Like no religion holds the all truth. Nobody holds all the truth. In order to realize the self-actualization, one person needed to open to others, learn from others. Since no one is island, there is no genuine human fulfillment without interaction with others, without other people's help. When I say others, I not only mean other people, but also means other culture and the nature of our motherland. Yeah. According to Loomer, there's the American philosopher, the true good emerges from deeply mutual healthy relationships. Actually, a good religion, as Whitehead pointed out, should help strengthen individual interest beyond its self-defeating particularity. Therefore, opening ourselves open to others can help our personal growth by enriching each other and complement each other. That also can apply to the healthy development of religion.
So maybe this is why you emphasize yin-yang thinking in your book.
Yes, yes. As you know, yin-yang thinking is an instrumental part of Chinese harmonism. Or you can see yin-yang thinking provide a theoretical support for Chinese harmonism. It's safe to say that it's yin-yang thinking that help Chinese people overcome a great deal of difficulty and conflict in their lives. Since there is yin in yang, there is yang in yin, therefore there is neither pure yin nor pure yang. In today's reality, there is socialism in capitalism. There is capitalism in socialism. More important, yin-yang can complement each other, enrich each other. Likewise, women and men can complement each other, enrich each other. They can grow together. Yeah.
Thank you very much. And then how would you formulate the main message of your book? What can we learn how can we utilize it in our personal, communal life and social life?
Yeah, this is probably pretty difficult question. But thank you, Attila. First of all, regarding religion, society, and ourselves as a process rather than substance, this is the #1 rule from my book. That's when you treat yourself, a religion, a society, as a process, not a substance, you will be more patient. Like you plant a seed in the dirt, in the soil, in the ground. You need to give the seed some time, give the flower some time to grow gradually. The same way, we should treat our children when they made some mistake. We should say, because this is the process, we should allow them to make some mistake. So we should treat ourselves and the society and also religion as a process. you know, a lot of religions, they made a mistake. We should give them time to correct their mistake. The same can apply to human being. Secondly, we should hold an open, organic, and pluralistic perspective to see the world, to see others. It means it's very important to have and to want to have a generous and hospitable mind, one that wants to know more about than it knows, and that trusts that there is more in other people and other religions that is available to be known. That means we should, on the one hand, we should be confident in our own tradition, religion. On the other hand, we should always believe there's some truth, values in others' tradition, other religions. Please remember, it's impossible to follow the two courses at the same time. Like in reality, we always walk on two legs. It's a wisdom of Tao, whose essence lies in synthesizing and harmonizing the seeming opposites with compassion and harmonism in our heart. We must work hard to transform apparent contradictions into rich complementaries. Sometimes in our life, in the theory, a lot of contradictions and conflicts, it look like fight each other. Actually, we can turn them into a rich complementaries. Of course, this requires creativity, but facing various serious crises and conflict today, such a Taoist wisdom and creativity are badly needed. Finally, I want to emphasize that we need to treat each other compassionately, because we are in the same boat to cross the rough ocean. We have to help each other and care for each other, because we are a community, organic community, sharing the same fate. That's the main message I want to share with my dear Hungary friends and other countries' friends. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very, very, very much. It is really a big event in my life to think about such questions that you consider in your book. And now we have still, I think, 10 minutes for our discussion. And so let me allow to confess that this book, which was very, very useful for me to think about religions differently, not like to being in conflict, what is usually we experience in the world, but to think about the relation of religions differently, that how can we think about them in a way in which they can peacefully learn from each other. So it was very, very useful. And besides besides religion and religion in the era of globalization, in which many religions live together on the same planet, I also learned something very fundamental, which is constructive postmodernism, which is a philosophy of life, philosophy of how to live our life, how to live our life according to reality, according to ultimate realities. And so it is, I think it is a very useful way of thinking for every one of the dear readers. It offers a possibility to improve not only our thinking, but the way we think about the world of today. So if you have anything to add, we have still a few minutes, if you think time admits. So do you have something to add?
Yeah, I think I fully agree with your comment. I really appreciate it. You know, according to Zhang Zai and also the Wang Yangming, both the new Confucian, you know, new Confucianists. And they emphasize treat all the other people, even the flower, the tree, as the brothers and the sisters, you know, like a 民抛物语. So I think this is a very, very important principle. Yeah. So today, especially, you know, this world, too many conflicts, you know. So I think this kind of philosophy treats the whole universe as an organic whole, treat other peoples as brothers, sisters. You know, there is a Chinese, my wife, Dr. Fan, wrote a book about the Chinese traditional aesthetics, in which she mentioned many Chinese artists. Some of them, they worship a tree. Some of them, they worship a rock, you know. They treat or some worship an animal, yeah, like a crown. So I think that's, you know, actually embodied the Chinese kind of ecological wisdom, organic wisdom. We treat the other creatures as part of ourselves. So we are part of them. So we are the oneness. I think today, this world really badly needs such kind of wisdom. We should treat each other like we are the oneness. Yeah.
Thank you very, very much. Thank you very much for all the answers, and thank you very much for this magnificent book. I'm happy to be here and that these questions arrived and about your attention. Thank you very much. All the best. Bye-bye.